the University of Nebraska, Eric Crouch.
Good evening. It's truly an honor to be here tonight. I want to welcome you to the press conference preceding the presentation of the 79th Heisman Memorial Trophy. Tonight we will name the 2013 Outstanding College Football Player and welcome him into the fraternity of some of the world's most elite athletes. We have 6 semifinalists this year, making for an exciting event ahead. Let's meet the finalists. From Northern Illinois University, Jordan Lynch would be the first Husky and first MAC Conference player to win the trophy. The senior led his team to a 12-1 season as a quarterback with 2,676 yards passing and 23 passing touchdowns. He also rushed for 1,181 yards and 22 touchdowns, averaging 6.9 yards per carry. Lynch completed 233 of 369 passes and was only intercepted 7 times all season. He set the FBS record for single-game rushing yards by a quarterback with 321 and became just the 5th quarterback to rush for at least 4,000 yards and pass for at least 5,000 in a career. Welcome, Jordan. From Texas A&M University, Johnny Manziel would be the second player to ever win the Heisman Trophy more than once, with Archie Griffin as the only winner currently with this honor. The sophomore quarterback passed for 3,732 yards and 33 touchdowns, surpassing his 3,706 passing yards and 26 touchdowns from the 2012 season. Manziel also rushed for 686 yards and 8 touchdowns. He set the Aggies' record for touchdown passes in a season with 33 and set another Aggie record for most passing yards in a game with 464 against Alabama. Welcome, John. From Auburn University, Trey Mason would be the 4th Auburn Tiger to win the Heisman Trophy and the 2nd in just 4 years, after Cam Newton's win in 2010. The junior running back rushed for 1,621 yards and 22 touchdowns. Mason also received for 121 yards and returned 395 kickoff yards, scoring 1 touchdown during a kickoff return. Mason's all-purpose yards this season, 2,137, surpassed Bo Jackson's Auburn record set in 1985 of 1,859, and his rushing touchdowns broke Cam Newton's record he set in 2010 with 20 rushing touchdowns. Mason set 2 SEC championship game records with 304 rushing yards and 46 carries. Welcome, Trey. From the University of Alabama, A.J. McCarron led the Alabama Crimson Tide to an 11-1 season as the senior quarterback. He passed for 2,676 yards and 26 touchdowns. He completed 207 of 306 passes. He was only intercepted 5 times this season and holds the title of the winningest quarterback in Crimson Tide history. McCarron would become the 2nd Heisman winner from Alabama after Mark Ingram's win in 2009. Welcome, AJ. From Boston College, Andre Williams would be the first Boston College Eagle to win the trophy in 29 years since Doug Flutie's win in 1984. The senior running back rushed for 2,102 yards, scored 17 touchdowns, and averaged 6.4 yards per carry. He is the first Eagle to ever surpass this 2,000-yard rushing mark and set the school record for most yards rushing in a game with 339 against North Carolina State. Williams accounted for 51% of Boston College's offense this season and has the most rushing yards in all of Division I football for 2013. Welcome, Andre. And last but not least, from Florida State University, Jameis Winston. He would only be the 2nd freshman to ever win the Heisman Trophy and the 3rd Florida State Seminole, behind Charlie Ward and Chris Wanke. The quarterback led his team to an undefeated season with 3,820 passing yards and 38 passing touchdowns, upon surpassing Wanke's 33 touchdown passes. Winston set the new FSU single-season touchdown pass record at 38. Welcome, James. At this point, I'm going to ask the finalists a few questions, and then we will open up the floor for a further questioning. Guys, it's been I'm sure a long couple of days since I've experienced this as well, and I'm just going to go down and ask you guys a few questions here. So far, what has been your impressions of New York City?
It's great. You know, I'm used to the big city. I'm from Chicago, so New York City definitely lives up to that standard. And it's been great just walking around and being in the city with my family.
Being from Texas, don't get a chance to see much snow, much in big cities, in small town kids. So it's awesome to be back, be here with my family, and great people and great hospitality and awesome drugs.
It's a great place. I enjoyed it. It's a little cold. I'm looking at it from Florida, but I had a great time.
Definitely too cold for me, being from Mobile, so don't see a whole lot of snow down there, but unbelievable sights and just a blessing to be here.
I grew up in Jersey, so been in New York before. It's just great to be back in great company.
Definitely a good time in big city. First time for me and my family being up here, and I really enjoyed myself in the snow and all the shopping and all that stuff.
Now, did you guys have any idea that you'd be sitting right here this starting year? Just tell us a little bit about how you got here, and if you think that you would have been sitting in this chair in the beginning of the season.
Back in the summertime, media relations people started a whole Heisman campaign for me, and just trying to get Northern Illinois and the Mid-American Conference out there. And, I always had high expectations for myself. It's still kind of surreal that I'm here, but it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, me being here is a true testament just to how hard my teammates worked and worked for me this year. They did a great job of helping me get to this point. And, set our goals at the beginning of the year is team-oriented, to try to get to a SEC championship, try and put ourselves into a BCS bowl game. From there, some individual awards came from it with some guys in Orlando, but for me to be here really is a true testament to my coaches and my teammates.
Like I said, it's a blessing being here. From the season we had before, and when Coach Miles and the whole new coaching staff came in, they set the bar high, and we knew what to expect. And they expect nothing but excellence, and like I said, it's a blessing to be here.
In a way, I'm sure all of us could say, kind of living a dream that we always, definitely dreamed of starting football at a young age. So, like Trey just said, it's definitely a blessing. You got to give your teammates, coaches, and God all the credit.
I think it'd be presumptuous for me to think I'd be sitting here today after a season like we had last year, but we just had new leadership and direction this year. The seniors just came together and really worked hard, and good things happened.
Didn't really think that I'd be saying it right now at the beginning of the spring, but with the weapons that and people that grew up around me and the players that we have at Florida State, I knew that it would be a great chance playing with those guys.
I know it's an emotional time being here this week. A lot of anxiety leading up, the build up to the Heisman Trophy presentation, the other awards that you guys were at in Florida. Talk about the special moments that you guys have gained from being around one another, being around one another's family members. Talk about maybe a special moment that has stuck out to you the last few days.
I would just say, just being around the players, the candidates, and being around the previous Heisman winners, and just talking to them, and kind of just getting advice from them, will last a lifetime. I'm just very blessed to be here.
The biggest thing for me is it's been a long football season. We've been pretty time-consuming since August, so to get a chance to come here and spend time with your family around Christmas time in a great city, some snow and an awesome time of the year, just to see them and get to enjoy the time that we do have with my family. And then on top of that, you have guys like the ones sitting up here today who are extremely awesome to get a chance to know them and pick their brain and just talk about college football, something that we all love, something that we're here for. So
Yeah, it's just fun being around these guys and meeting these guys that I'm sitting next to, having a good experience here in New York with my family, and I'm just going to cherish this time and this moment.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely said War Eagle for the first time today in a while. So yeah, I think it shows what kind of guy Trey is, and the rest of these guys. It's an honor to be up here with athletes like this, and just try to take it all in and live in the moment right now.
I think it's been great just being able to experience these guys off the field personalities. They're all really interesting people. I think the moment that sticks out most for me is last night. Just getting to kick back a little bit after the day's activities and sit down with Winston's parents and Tony Dorsett and just really talk about an era of football that I never got to experience. It was just a great time.
Yeah, like Trey said, I mean, just being here in the city for some of our first time. It's fun and exciting to be here with some of the best players in college football and be here with past Heisman winners, the past Heisman winners that talk to us and stuff. I mean, I just think this is all around great experience.
Well, it's definitely an honor, and you guys, a lot of you are thanking your teammates and the appreciation of one another and your family. So absorb it. It goes by very, very quickly, and enjoy the time that you guys have to play. Congratulations on your year. At this time, I'm going to open it up to the audience for questioning. Any questions from the audience? There should be a microphone coming around here. If there's questions, go ahead and raise your hand. We'll get a mic over to you.
Hi, Michael Ray, Boston Globe. I just wanted to have each finalist answer this question, if you might. What would it mean personally for you if you were to hear your name called tonight as a Heisman Trophy winner?
It would be a dream come true. I come from a mid-major school, and I mean a lot to Northern Illinois and Mid-American Conference, and it mean a lot to my parents. It would be a great deal.
I had a chance to join Archie Griffin. Is the only guy that won it twice. Would be it really would be speechless. I don't really know how that would feel or how I would react, but to join him in that history would be beyond words.
It would be a blessing. It would just reflect on how hard my team and I worked, through the off season and all the way up to now. And it would just be a great opportunity, and I'd just be really excited.
Definitely a dream come true and an honor to be the second ever Heisman winner at the University of Alabama with all the great tradition they've had in the past. So it's definitely a blessing being here.
Just being able to be here is a dream for me. If I was to win the trophy, I think I don't really know how I would feel, because it's already just an emotional time for me, and I think it'd say a lot about what BC has been able to do, and just the people we have now in BC to really take us up to this point in college football.
I agree with Andre. I think it's just a blessing to be here. And to win that trophy, I mean, it'd be a big blessing, and a dream come true, like some of you guys said. But just reflect on my team, just see how our team has prepared itself and just had a great season. And I really like that for them.
Lloyd Carroll, the Queens Chronicle. Congratulations, gentlemen. Great season at Alma Mater Columbia University. Could have used any of your talents. But I want to ask a fashion question here. I see the gentlemen from Alabama are wearing bow ties. That's something you guys get to do. Make a bow tie. That's right. More difficult to play football. Any secrets for us? And how do you guys come to decide to go with bow ties instead of the traditional ones?
Well, I just wanted to change things up. I think you to it.
I've been wearing a bow tie for 2 years now. And it all started from just watching a YouTube video on how to do it. And thanks to YouTube, I guess.
We have one right here.
Zach, so in your post, James, could you just put in perspective this whole year for you going back into the spring, everything you accomplished, all the records, and to be here tonight as the front runner?
Well, this year has been a special year, not only for me, but for Florida State University. With in the spring, we just we made a decision to be great, and we've been we've been doing what we needed to do. I mean, we're preparing ourselves every game, and my accomplishments, I mean, it comes directly from them. I mean, if I didn't have them, if I didn't have God, if I didn't have competition out there, I don't think that I would have any accomplishments right now.
Right here. Rick Morrissey from the Chicago Sun-Times. You've talked about how you've been kind of told no a lot during your career, what you couldn't do. Can you talk about how that has fueled you and gotten you to this moment?
Right. Yeah, every time I step on the field, I put a chip on my shoulder. Like you said, coming into college, I was told I couldn't play quarterback. And, they wanted me to switch positions. And, I was a quarterback first at heart. And, I've been proving people wrong ever since, and I'll continue to do that.
Hi, Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. I'm Ray and James. Could you just talk about raising the profile of the Atlantic Coast Conference with your presence here?
Well, I really don't really talk about the conference play because I believe football is football. Obviously, you have better athletes, you have better coaching and things like that. You have different mentalities. But the ACC, I mean, I know Andre agree with me. I mean, we're really coming up. And the team that we got at Florida State, I mean, it's an unbelievable team. I believe that, and I know that most of our players got scholarships from SEC teams if they just decided to play ACC football. And I know myself, I had a lot of SEC offers. I just decided to do what was right for me, and it's looking pretty good right now.
I really agree with Jameson. Just say it doesn't really matter about the conference. It's about the players and the mentality of the players that step on the field. Football is football wherever you go, and I think the ACC can match up with any conference.
Zach Hill, CBS and WHIP Radio. This question's for Jameis and Trey. You guys face off in the national championship game on January 6th. What's your relationship been like over these past few days?
We're really close. He's a funny guy. We've been getting closer. Kind of great friendship. We just started a great friendship, but it's going to be a great game. That's a very talented team. But we're looking forward to January 6th.
I think me and Trey, we done got closer because I really wouldn't expect him to be that cool when I first met him. I wasn't really expecting none of these guys to be that genuine. And the championship game, I mean, obviously that's something that me and him look forward to as little kids, just like this trophy. But we look forward to competing, and that's one thing that we have been doing since we've been here. We've been competing, cracking jokes at each other, and just having a good time with it, because we know at the end of the day, on January 6th, we're not really going to be friends until after that game.
This is going to be our last question, okay?
Connor Mellis, the Heights at Boston College. This question's for Andre. Andre, this time last year, you were 2-10. Season was over. Can you describe what you were doing last year and thinking last year, and what this turnaround has meant to you, both personal and for the team?
Just what we've been able to do this year, coming from 2-10 last year, being bowl eligible this year, it just means everything to me because this is my last year of college football, and I wanted to finish things out right. I wanted to be a part of the senior class that really turned things around for Boston college football. And the feeling that stuck with me most about last season and the year before that was just sitting home around Christmas, and Christmas time is supposed to be a great time with your family, but you turn on the TV and you just see everybody else playing in the bowl games, and it hurts because you know what your team is capable of, and things just weren't coming together. So I couldn't be more happier about how the season turned out.
All right, great job, guys. Appreciate your answers.